Okay, we're here now with Gerald Nembhard, one of the chairs of the West Midlands Faith Forum. So Gerald, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and also the West Midlands Faith Forum?
As regards myself, as you say, I'm the chair of the forum. I have a long history of interfaith work, having previously served on the Birmingham Council of Faith. I'm currently secretary to the Council of Black-led Churches, so there's a lot of work around this area that I've done and currently still do.
And what's some of the successes that the West Midlands Faith Forum has managed to achieve?
Quite some notable ones. For example, we entered submissions to a number of government consultations. So there was one that was looking at the whole business of integration following all the concerns around extremism. Earlier this year we submitted an article to the government following their consultation on marriage. We've held a series of conferences and we've looked at the whole wide range of things: race, identity, also, more modern phenomena like the internet, and encouraging greater use of facilities like that.
Sure. And we've of course in the conference and others have explored some of the reasons behind the riots last year.
Yeah.
But I can certainly say that actually some of the reasons in helping to quell the riots, at least in the West Midlands, was due to some of the interfaith dialogue that had been happening, which I think the WMFF helped to facilitate. Would you agree with that?
Certainly would agree with that. And would also pay tribute to the fact that on a daily basis people do work together, and I think it was epitomised in some senses by what Mr. Tariq Jahan had to say when in his remarks to the people in Winson Green, and he pointed out that this is a daily thing, people getting on and living their lives and working side by side, and unfortunately the riots portrays us in a way that isn't really us. It isn't us at all. And we need to get back to shining a light on the fact that day in, day out, the people of Birmingham, the West Midlands of the country, we actually get on very well and live together side by side.
Okay, I want to challenge you a little bit.
Sure.
And I want to make sure that we are able to create some value out of this.
Absolutely.
Prejudice does exist. Okay?
Certainly.
And unfortunately it exists amongst people of colour and people of no colour, and people of faith and no faith.
Sure.
What would you say to those people that do hold prejudices?
I can't, as it were, do anything about that initially. I can challenge them in a way that at the very least makes them think and encourages them to reconsider their position. It may well be that they're reinforced, and their prejudices remain, and it may well be that hopefully what I've said to them, what I've shared to them, and it's, if you like, the theme of the conference, louder than words. It's about our actions. It's our actions that can change people. And if they see that I live well, and they see that I respect them, and they see that I consider them as part of my lifestyle, hopefully that will bring them round from their way of thinking that where they are stood actually isn't a good place to stand. It's better to stand with me and others who hold them in high regard.
Yeah, no, I agree with you completely. So I think what I'd also take from what you've said is that dialogue's important. People can make their own judgments and perceptions, but actually it's our duty to engage. And I think the WMFF does that to some
Absolutely,
to some
and that's
degree.
one of our key roles. We see ourselves as a hub, and in terms of being a hub, we don't want to just speak to people. We want to listen as well. So we want to hear from folks and share whatever knowledge we've pulled together, and hopefully that will help things go forward a bit more positively and a bit better.